Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and we have a very special puzzle for you today, where the constructor is put together a happy 30th birthday for his or her girlfriend. It's also actually not far off the time from my mum's birthday, although her birthday is far in excess of 30. I mean, I'm far in excess of 30. 30 is definitely in the rear view mirror for me, let alone my mum. But really, very happy birthday to you. And I'm absolutely certain this is going to be an amazing puzzle. So let's take a look at what's been constructed for us to all celebrate this birthday. So all about 30 by, I'm going to pronounce this Schma. Schma. Almost sounds like the Chinese word Shema, which means what, I believe. But you can see 30 is basically dotted all the way throughout this puzzle and throughout the grid. So you've got cages that sum up to 30, you've got diagonals that sum up to 30. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's take a look at the rule sets. So first off, we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So that means the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, every 3 by 3 box. So that's kind of why we're all here. Digits in cages cannot repeat and sum to the given total. So that's really standard killer cage rules. If you're familiar with those, it means that these 4 cells, for example, must sum up to 30 and they cannot repeat. Given they're in the same box, clearly they're not, but here is an example. This cell could have repeated in either of these 2 cells, but it has to be unique under this rule set. Digits along the grid with a little arrow show the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. And I think we've got 3 of them. You can see this 30 here is pointing at this diagonal set of cells, 6 cells that must add up to 30. We've got something similar going on here, another 6 cells that add up to 30, and yet another 6 cells that add up to 30 on this diagonal. We also have digits that are outside the grid without the little arrow, and they show the sum of the digits between 1 and 9 in the corresponding row or column. So I think we must have featured sandwich rule sets before on this channel. But the idea, let's take a look at this 4, for example. So I was going to use an example that actually won't work. So let's say this digit is a 9. That's saying basically that there has to be a 4 and a 1 between them. That essentially whatever digit or digits that occur between the digits 1 and 9 must sum up to 4 or 20 or 6 and 0 in this case on the row. So, something like this would be valid. What else do we have? We seem to have plenty of rules today. So we've done the sandwich clue. Digits in cells separated by an X sum to 10. Almost standard XV rule sets here, although it doesn't mention anything about negative constraints applying. So we've got X's, a couple of them, actually 3 of them throughout the grid, but also V's that sum up to 5. So these 2 cells must add up to 5. These 2 cells must add up to 5, and so on and so forth with all the other V's that we can see peppered throughout the grid. Lastly, we have digits along an arrow must sum to the digits in its circle. So these 3 that are on an arrow must sum up to a value that we can place inside the circle. And we've got quite a few other arrows you can see throughout the grid as well. Well, there's plenty of rules, and hopefully between all of these rules and all of these constraints, we will require the 0 digits we've been given in the grid. And if you want to play along, if you want to celebrate Shema's girlfriend's birthday together, link will be in the description down below. And with that said, let's restart the clock and see how we get on. So the 30 cages, there are 4 of them that are, 3 of them I should say, that are made up 4. I missed one. That are made up of 4 cells. Now, if you try and do this in any other way, you'll determine, or you'll discover that there's only one way of doing that, which is adding 6, 7, 8, and 9 to get to 30. No other group of digits will actually do. Sorry, it's just I got distracted by the sandwich clue. So think about this 0 for a second, and then we'll come back and process a lot of the other things that we've just placed for a moment. But if any of these were 9, remember, right next to it would have to be a 1 for it to be a 0. So in my mind, I think these can't be 9. One of these is a 9, and the digit next to it is a 1. And I don't think it can be this one because of this 4. Here, I'll demonstrate. So if this is a 1, we have a challenge here. We've got now 2 and 3 to complete this V, since the 4 is not available. We know that the 9 would have to be here to satisfy this 0. But how are we going to make this sandwich clue work? This can't be a 9, we've just placed it in the box. This is the only other possibility of a 9, but the maximum I can make this is a 3, not 4. So if I delete all of this, essentially that's a long way of saying this is not 9, this is the 9, and that's the 1. And we've got digits within 2 minutes. That's not 9 either, actually. Let me just quickly eliminate that. Now, the other thing that I was just going to say before I got distracted by the sandwich clues is I think there is roping, at least in the top 3 boxes. Is there? Yes, there is. So let me explain what I mean by roping, and I'm going to just color these 3 digits, these 4 digits. I'm going to actually give them different colors. Let's go with red and let's go with orange for a second. Now, where does orange go in box 1? Well, it's certainly not in there because it's on the same row. And the only other cell, because we already pencil marked all of 6, 7, 8, and 9 that could fit it, would be this one. And here is these red cells. Well, they have to go here. Here is these red cells again. Now, there's only one place for them to go, which is in there. So now I'm almost certain I'm going to say that once you've placed once one set are roped, the entire thing has to be. Because if you think, let's color these blue for a second. Well, these blue are not here. They're not in red because these are made up of 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's blue. That's blue. These are orange. These are orange. And the top boxes are definitely roped. So let me undo this quickly because I think, given we've just demonstrated that, I think we can actually fill in quite a lot of the cells now. So these have to be 2, 3 to make up to 5. 1 and 4 are not available. Notice this 9, 1 and 2, so the minimum this is would be a 6. And if it's 1 and 3, that would be 4, that would be a 5. Now, notice this pattern here, 1, 2, and 3, that's 2, 3, that's 2, 3, that's the 1, although we don't have to pencil mark these. So the orange one is a 6, that's a 6. These are not 6. These are not 6 either, they're from 7, 8, and 9. I think we've demonstrated earlier that this cannot be a 9 either, because we've got this 4. So if that's a 9, that would have to be a 4, that would have to be a 1. Clearly, all of that's not possible, not least of which is the fact that we've already placed the 1, and this can only be 2 or 3. And now that means this is 4, 5, and 6, this is 4, 5, and 6, and this is a 4, 5 pair. Wow. 7, 8, and 9. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of these colors. Not sure that's necessarily helpful. Although it's not hurting me right now. Let's just leave that alone for a second. 9, 6. That's got to be a 1. That's got to be 2, 3. Surely not everything's going to be exactly the same with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That can't be the case, surely. So 1, 2, 3. They're not in there. They're not in here. Got to be in there. And that means it's got to be there again. That's got to be a 1. 2, 3 is already at a 5. Minimum I can make this is a 4. 9. Almost. I think I did say this before. If you've already roped one, you have to rope all the rest. Is that? Let's see if that really holds true. I don't know. I'm not. Well, I think it is. So again, we'll go with this. If this is red, where do I place it in this box? It has to be in there. Has to be in here. And we've got the same thing again. Yep. That's phenomenal. Okay. Let's get rid of colors again. I don't necessarily know that they're the same group, although it is looking like the same group. It's just for the moment, 6 could be part of here, whatever this cell is. But I think we've got the answer. We've placed 1, 2, and 3 for an X. We've got to have a low digit, and it's got to be the 4, that's the only remaining one, with a 6. This 6 tells us the order. That's a 6, that's a 4. None of these are 6. Whoops, none of these are 6. This is a 6. So these are 7, 8, and 9. Again, that's a 5 to finish the box. This is 5 and 6. And we've got the same set of ropes in the second set of boxes. Wow. Got the 6 as the 1. All of that from just this one single sandwich glue. That's just incredible construction. So this 4 means it's not available here. 6, 7, and 8. So 6 is not available. This is 2 or 3. Got a 2, 3 pair, a 7, 8 pair. That's got to be a 5. So tempting to think that this same setup is going to continue all the way. And let's see. This 5 tells us this is a 4, this is a 5. Do we have anything else we can place? So you can see the 5 is along this side. You'd be very tempted to think, because it's only in one of 2 places, so you'd be tempted to think it's in this 5. But let's prove it. 1 is along here, as is the 4. One 5 clearly won't work because the 6 is already taken. 4, 5 could with a 9, but that's not what I want. What I'm looking for is continuing the same roping. But maybe what we should do is a bit of Sudoku first. 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. So let's think actually about, there you go, that's a bit of an answer. 30 clue tells us, because if you add up the digits 1 to 9, which we have to place in this row, we've got a 30 in here, meaning these 2 cells have to be 15. That can be 6, 9, no, because we've already placed the 6, or 7, 8. So that's 7 and 8. These are 1, 4. We've already placed 7, 8, 9 in the column. So this is 5, well, 5 with a 2, 3. Excuse me, and a 5 there. So this still too many options in terms of what we can add up to. Well, 7, 8 tells us this is, well, the remaining digits that we've got is 2, 3, and 9. That can't be a 2. That would require a double 1. 3 is possible with 1, 2. 9 is possible with 4, 5. in any scenario, that's not a 3. I can't get 3 to add up to 3 or to 9 because there is no 6 available. So that's 1, 4, that's 2, 5. This 1, 4, is that breaking anything for us? Of course, let's use the 4 clue. We need a 4, 1, and 9. There's only one way of doing that. It's this way. These are not 9. This 1 tells us this is a 2 and a 3. And we've got what looks like the same ropes again. So whatever this cell is this plus whatever it's required to get it to, yeah, have a look. 7, 8, and 9. We still need a high digit in here. It can only be 6. So that's 4, 6. That's 6. These are not from 6. And we've got 1, 2, and 3 again. So we actually know the order of that. 2, 3. That gives us a 2 and, sorry, the 3 and the 2. The 3 and the 2. That's not 6. Neither is that actually. And we've got the same setup again. These are from 4 and 5. These are 7, 8, and 9. And these have to be from 1, 2, and 3. We actually know where the 1 goes. That's a 1, that's a 2, 3. Phenomenal puzzle so far already. So I imagine the diagonals, which there are still too many unknowns on this one. Yeah, way too many on this one as well. Maybe the 20 sandwich clue, we haven't used that yet. So the 20 sandwich clue, oh, we've already got 1 in here. So we need a 9, which this one is just not going to work because I'd only get up to 5 in here. So one of these is a 9. The easier way to probably think about this is we've got 1 and 9 and a set of digits that add up to 20. So we've got 30 somewhere between these, and the remainder has to add up to 15. Now, if this was the 9, 2 plus 6 is only 8. This couldn't be the 9. That's a 9. And to get to 15 with a 2, I need 13. So 6 and 7, or 8 and 5. It's not 4 in any scenario, though. That's the 4. That's the 5. These are not 5. Oh, 1, 2, 6, 5. 5 had to be joined with the 8 to get to 13, and then 15. 5 gives us the 4, the 5, the 6, the 4. I removed the wrong digit there. That's a 7, 9. These are not 9. I know this is 7, and these are not 7. Beautiful puzzle. Right, let's just double check. 11, 14, 20. Yeah, between the 1 and 9. Now, has that done enough to make the 30 diagonals somehow more palatable now? So we've used these clues, haven't we? 7 and 8, 2 and 3. This is not a 9. Well, this is a 9 now. Time to look at, yeah, we've used all of these clues. We've used the 6, we've used the 20, we've used the 4. So it really is just down to the diagonals. So we've got 6 and 13. We've got 19. And these two have to add up to 11, which 3 and 8 and 2 and 9 do. So that's not the clue we're after. Actually, here's just another bit of Sudoku I can do. Surely there's more I can do. 4, 5, 4, 6, 5. No, I've only placed the 4, 5, and 6 in one column. So I easily get distracted. Yeah, there you go. 2 and 3, 2 and 3. For good reason. This 30 surely now. No. Got 7 and 7, that's 14. We need 16. And again, double 8s or 7 and 9 is possible. We've looked at this one, haven't we? So, no, we haven't looked at that one. So we have here 8 and 10, 18. We need 12, which is... Did I do this correctly? 8. 18. We need 12. 5 and 7. Yeah. And okay. So that's this 30 clue done. This 30, yep, we've got nearly all of it. We've got 13, 13, 26, 28, 30. And last 30 now. 7, 15, and 7 is 22. So that's 8, 7. What a phenomenal puzzle. Absolutely phenomenal puzzle. It's just beautiful. Having this consistent roping throughout it, but you don't really spot it immediately. You sort of have to use the clues a little bit. First the cages, which are sort of almost a given start. And then starting to use both the geometry of these kind of L tetrominos with the sandwich clues to just kind of peel it back and just reveal a real celebration about 30. So, I mean, thank you very much, Schma, for creating this puzzle and sharing it with us. Happy birthday to your girlfriend. I hope you have a fabulous day together and with your friends and family. I hope you enjoyed today's puzzle, and see you back for the next video. Bye for now.